This is a short story called Hey, Come On Out. The background of the story is each year the world generates billions of tons of waste. Much of that waste is disposed of in landfills where heavy metals and toxins can leak into the environment. The oceans have also been polluted with vast amounts of trash because for many decades it was common practice to get rid of chemicals, garbage, and even nuclear waste by dumping them directly into the ocean. This is paragraph 1. The typhoon had passed and the sky was a gorgeous blue. Even a certain village not far from the city had suffered damage. A little distance from the village and near the mountains, a small shrine had been swept away by a landslide. I wonder how long that shrine's been here. Well, in any case, it must have been here since an awfully long time ago. We've got to rebuild it right away. While the villagers exchanged views, several more of their number came over. It sure was wrecked. I think it used to be right here. No, looks like it was a little more over there. Just then, one of them raised his voice. Hey, what in the world is this hole? Where they all had gathered, there was a hole about a meter in diameter. They peered in, but it was so dark nothing could be seen. However, it gave one of the feeling that it was so deep it went clear through the center of the earth. There was even one person who said, I wonder if it's a fox's hole. Hey, come on out, shouted a young man into the hole. There was an echo from the bottom. Next, he picked up a pebble and was about to throw it in. Don't forget that part. You might bring down a curse on us. Lay off, warned an old man, but the younger one energetically threw the pebble in. As before, however, there was no answering response from the bottom. The villagers cut down some trees, tied them with rope, and made a fence which they put around the hole. Then they repaired to the village. What do you suppose we ought to do? Shouldn't we build the shrine up just as it was over the hole? A day passed with no agreement. The news traveled fast, and a car from the newspaper company rushed over. In no time, a scientist came out, and with an all-knowing expression on his face, he went over to the hole. Next, a bunch of gawking curiosity seekers showed up. One could also pick out here and there men of shifty glances who appeared to be connoisseurs. Concerned that someone might fall into the hole, a policeman from the local substation kept a careful watch. One newspaper reporter tied a weight to the end of a long cord and lowered it into the hole. A long way down it went. The cord ran out, however, and he tried to pull it out, but it would not come back up. 2 or 3 people helped out, but when they all pulled too hard, the cord parted at the edge of the hole. Another reporter, a camera in hand, who had been watching all this quietly, untied a stout rope that had been wound around his waist. The scientist contacted people at his laboratory and had them bring out a high-powered bullhorn with which he was going to check out the echo from the hole's bottom. He tried switching through various sounds, but there was no echo. The scientist was puzzled, but he could not very well give up with everyone watching him so intently. He put the bullhorn right up to the hole, turned it to its highest volume, and let it sound continuously for a long time. It was a noise that would have carried several dozen kilometers above ground, but the hole just calmly swallowed up the sound. In his own mind, the scientist was at a loss, but with a lot of apparent composure, he cut off the sound and, in a manner suggesting that the whole thing had a perfectly plausible explanation, said simply, "Fill it in." Safer to get rid of something we didn't understand. The onlookers, disappointed that this was all that was going to happen, prepared to disperse. Just then, one of the concessionaires, having broken through the throng and come forward, made a proposal. "Let me have the hole. I'll fill it in for you." "We'd be grateful to you for filling it in," replied the mayor of the village, "but we can't very well give you the hole. We have to build a shrine there." "If it's a shrine you want, I'll build you a fine one later. Shall I make it with attaching meeting hall?" Before the mayor could answer, the people all shouted out, "Really? Well, in that case, we ought to have it closer to the village." Okay, I'm going to start number 27 on the next video.